What if everything we've been told about Adam and Eve is a lie? Hidden for centuries, a forbidden text reveals a cosmic truth, not about sin, but about stolen divinity, ancient gods, and a war for the human soul. This is the apocalypse of Adam. They told us God created the world out of love. But what if that God was a deceiver? A lesser being who trapped Adam and Eve in flesh and erased our divine memory. The apocalypse of Adam reveals a hidden war between false gods and the forbidden light we come from. I'm going to tell you the story about the apocalypse of Adam. This is one of the apocryphal books called the Lost Books of the Bible. You're going to understand very quickly why it was not put into the Bible with the rest of the stories. This is the setting. Adam is old and near death. He calls over his son Seth. He tells him he needs to confess our true history to him, not the version everyone knows, the hidden knowledge he learned before the powers that be deceived humanity. Now, the key point in this story is that Adam and Eve are divine beings, or at least originally they were divine beings. Adam reveals that he and Eve were originally created by an eternal realm of light, and this is not the God that rules the material world. They were glorious, powerful beings. They were eternal and living in a spiritual paradise of light. And this place is beyond the corrupted world. And their fall was caused by a lower being. And this a little bit could actually be connected and is a parallel story to the Anunnaki version. In Genesis, they sin and are disobedient. But Adam explains that a lesser being, a jealous being, ruler of the aeons, the demiurge, and his angels, which Adam calls the false powers. So they were tricked by these angels and this demiurge, and they fell. They fell from their high luminous state into material bodies. And right here, it sounds like the story of Lilith and Adam, where she was the moon and he was the sun. Demiurge traps Adam and Eve in physicality, and now they are subjected to death and ignorance. Then true knowledge was hidden. After the fall, humanity forgot its true origin. However, Adam and Eve retained a seed of that memory. They passed this memory they retained to Seth. And in the apocalypse of Adam himself predicts a flood coming. The rulers will bring a great flood. They wanted to destroy humanity. But a secret knowledge carried by a few enlightened, the seed of Seth, will survive beyond the flood. And then there is the coming of a savior, but I'll tell you all about that in the next episode. Have you ever heard of the apocalypse of Adam? For me, it's a new story. I knew of its existence, but right now I'm really going into detail in the apocryphal lost books of the Bible. What intrigues you the most about this story?